Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. Come join us as His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj reads from the new Sri Krishna Caitanya Book on March 4th, 2019 in Sri Dhama Mayapur, India.
We used to have competition of which group would do the most loud Haridwani and Uludwani.
In the parikrama, we used to have competition of which group would do the better Haridwani or Uludwani.
And my dear God brother Jagajivan Prabhu,
My dear God brother Jagajivan Prabhu,
he was doing this.
he was doing this.
But he's gone back to Godhead since then.
But he has gone back to Godhead.
But sometimes the Russian ladies won.
Sometimes the Russian ladies won.
So there's no restriction. Any lady can do Uludwani.
So there's no restriction. Any lady can do Uludwani.
Today we had SGGS.
Today we had SGGS meeting.
The sannyasis, gurus, and GBC Sangha.
The sannyasis, gurus and GBC Sangha.
I also had some meetings on the Jagannath Puri land project.
On the Jagannath Puri land project.
We have about 25 acres there.
We have about 25 acres there.
So the court gave an order in our favor that they should give us permission.
So the court gave an order in our favor that they should give us permission
to build our temple.
to build our temple.
So soon we will have our own temple in Puri by Jagannath's mercy.
So soon we will have our own temple in Puri by Jagannath's mercy.
So today I cycled over 700 cycles.
So today I cycled over 700 cycles.
My record in Chennai was 1,380.
My record in Chennai was 1,380.
So I still have a long way to go.
So I still have a long way to go.
I had to be here to give you a class.
But I had to be here to give you class.
So I had to sacrifice.
So I had to settle for less. So I had to sacrifice.
This year, we see Shyam Rasika, he then I have a book on Gauramandal Bhumi.
This year, Shyama Rasika, I have a book on Gauramandala Bhumi.
And he's been taking photos
And he has been taking photos
of the different Sithas.
of the different Shripats.
And he got a Sayam Sila worshipped by Vishwanath Chakravarti.
And he got a Saligram Shila worshipped by Vishwanath Chakravarti,
One of our great acharyas.
one of our great acharyas.
We also got some manuscripts on cow leaves,
We
palm
also
leaves,
got some manuscripts on palm leaves,
which he gave to the VRC Research Center.
which he gave to BRC Bhaktivedanta Research Center in Calcutta.
So we got inspired that on safari we should visit these Shripats.
We got inspired that on safari we should visit these Shripats,
which Prabhupada wanted so much to see them maintained and developed.
which Prabhupada wanted so much to see them maintained and developed.
You can hear a lot more pastimes
You can hear a lot more pastimes.
for sannyasis apart from me
4 sannyasis apart from me
have already signed up,
have already signed up,
and I'll be going as much as I can.
and I will be going as much as I can.
So let's read the chapter.
So let's read the chapter.
Jaya Jaya Jaya.
শ্রীধরের বরপ্রাপ্তিতে বৈষ্ণবগণের জয়ধ্বনি। জয় জয় ধ্বনি হইল বৈষ্ণব মণ্ডলে, শ্রীধর পাইল বর শুনিল সকলে।
All the assembled Vaishnavas
began to chant,
Jai Jai, all glories, all glories.
Jai Jai, all glories, all glories.
Making a Haridwani.
Haribo.
Oh, Haribo, Haribo. Sridhar, he received a benediction.
Sridhar, he received the benediction.
So when they heard the benediction that Sridhar received, they began to chant, Hari, Hari, Jai, Jai.
And as they heard the benediction received by Sridhar, they began to chant, Hari, Hari, Jai, Jai.
Jai, Jai.
Jai, Jai.
Jai, Jai.
Jai, Jai.
বাহ্য দৃষ্টিতে চৈতন্য অনুগণ গণের দারিদ্র মূর্খ আদি প্রতীত। ধন্যায় জন্যায় নাহিক পাণ্ডিত্য, কে চিনিবে এই সকল চৈতন্যের অভিরিত্য।
Who can recognize these servants of Lord Chaitanya?
Who can recognize these servants of Lord Chaitanya?
They have no wealth,
They have no wealth,
no followers,
no followers,
and no education.
and no education.
But they have bhakti.
But they have bhakti.
Haribo, Haribo.
There is some purport.
It's impossible
It is impossible
to identify
identify
the characteristics of a Vaishnava
the characteristics of a Vaishnava
by material sense perception
by material sense perception
or external symptoms.
or external symptoms.
It's not the one who possesses more wealth is a superior Vaishnava.
It is not that one who possesses more wealth is a superior Vaishnava.
It's not one who gathers more followers is a superior Vaishnava.
It is not that one who gathers more followers is a superior Vaishnava.
It is not one who has more knowledge of the scriptures is a superior devotee of Vishnu.
It is not that one who has more knowledge of the scriptures is a superior devotee of Vishnu.
The servants of Lord Chaitanya
The servants of Lord Chaitanya
may not have the educational followers, academic qualifications, or
may not have the academic qualifications,
not gather many followers,
not gather many followers,
not have much wealth,
may not have much wealth,
and not be expert in argument and counter-argument.
they may not be expert in argument and counter-argument,
But ordinary people have no qualification
but ordinary people have no qualification
why they are indifferent to such matters.
to understand why they are indifferent to such matters.
The servants of Lord Chaitanya consider
The servants of Lord Chaitanya consider
the service of Sri Chaitanya as superior to wealth, followers, and knowledge.
The service of Lord Sri Chaitanya as superior to wealth, followers, and knowledge.
Therefore, it is impossible for ordinary people to estimate their dignity, glories, and greatness.
Therefore, it is impossible for ordinary people to estimate their dignity, glories, and greatness.
Even we went to one house.
Even we went to one house,
There was a host.
and there was a host.
He started doing a drama.
He started doing a drama.
Oh, Krishna, you come.
Oh, Krishna.
Oh, Krishna.
Oh, Krishna, you come. Oh, Krishna.
No. We know that he was just faking it.
We knew that he was just faking it.
But he went so gradually the devotees got up and walked out.
So a lot of the devotees got up and walked out.
And he was very upset.
And he was very upset.
Nobody appreciated his transcendental ecstasy.
That he was upset that nobody appreciated his transcendental ecstasy.
And when he didn't have an audience, he gave up.
When he did not have any audience, he gave up.
So if Krishna was really there, who would care
If Krishna was really there, who would care
if people were watching or not?
whether the people were watching or not?
No, we should not be fooled by some false show.
We should not be fooled by some false show.
Real devotees can tell
Real devotees can tell
when another devotee is experiencing ecstasy.
when some other devotee is experiencing ecstasy.
So that's all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, when they saw the qualities of Sridhar,
When all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they saw the qualities of Sridhar,
they were also crying. They could appreciate that. Sridhar was a real devotee.
they were also crying. They could really appreciate that Sridhar was a real devotee.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
বিষয়ের পরিণাম ও বিষয়হীন শ্রীধরের সৌভাগ্যের পরতত্ত্ব। কি করিবে বিদ্যাধন রূপ যশ কুলে, অহংকার বাড়ি সপরয়ে নির্মূলে।
What is the value of education,
What is the value of education,
wealth,
wealth,
beauty,
beauty,
fame,
fame,
aristocratic family?
aristocratic family?
They simply increase one's false pride,
They simply increase one's false pride,
and at the root one falls down.
and at the root one falls down.
So the ordinary people, they think that
Ordinary people, they think that
wealth, beauty, fame,
wealth, beauty, fame,
family prestige,
family prestige,
these are the goals of life.
these are the goals of life.
The Beatles, they got wealth, they got fame.
The Beatles, they got wealth, they got fame.
They realized when they got there,
But they realized when they got there,
it's not what they wanted.
it's not what they wanted.
So then they met Prabhupada, and some of them became devotees.
So they met Prabhupada, and some of them became devotees.
George Harrison, he came here to Mayapur.
George Harrison, he came here to Mayapur.
He said he'd come here as long as he promised he wouldn't tell the media that he was here.
He promised that he came here as long as we promised that we wouldn't tell the media that he was here.
After he left, we would tell them.
After he left, we told them.
He was afraid that he may be assassinated like John Lennon.
He was afraid that he may be assassinated like John Lennon.
So how he was blessed to come to Mayapur Dham.
So how much he was blessed to come to Mayapur Dham.
Haribo.
Haribo.
One of the qualities of a devotee is Niskinchana or Akinchana.
One of the qualities of devotees is Nishkinchana or Akinchana.
To have nothing.
To have nothing.
I was with Prabhupada in the train once, and he was watching some poor people carrying half burnt firewood.
Prabhupada was once in a train and he was watching some people carrying half burnt firewood.
Used to be that India had steam engines
It used to be that India had steam engines
and they'd run on coal.
and they would depend on coal.
So then to light the coal, they used some wood.
And then to light the coal, they would use some wood.
So the half burnt wood was collected by these poor people.
So the half burnt wood was collected by these poor people.
The Prabhupada was observing that this wood has no commercial value.
Prabhupada is observing that this wood has no commercial value.
Can't sell it.
Can't sell it.
Half burnt wood.
Half burnt wood.
So then, but if you try to take the wood from them,
But if you try to take the wood from them,
they'll fight.
they will fight.
No, it's my wood.
No, it's my wood.
So, said they're not, although they have very little, they're not niskinchana.
So, although they have very little, they are still not nishkinchana.
And then Prabhupada said, how wonderful to have nothing.
And Prabhupada mentioned how wonderful it is to have nothing.
So the devotee, he sees everything as Krishna's.
The devotee, he sees everything as Krishna's.
Even our body we offer to Krishna.
Even our body we offer to Krishna.
One time I stepped on a nail
One time I stepped on a nail
and my foot got infected.
and my foot got infected.
And that somehow Prabhupada found out.
Somehow Prabhupada found out.
He wrote me a letter.
He wrote me a letter.
You have given your body to Guru and Krishna.
You have given your body to Guru and Krishna.
Now you have to take care of it.
Now you have to take care of it.
No, that's one order I didn't follow so well.
That's one order that I didn't follow so well.
But I had no choice.
But I had no choice.
So before I was trying to help different devotees.
Before I was trying to help different devotees.
But now my caretakers tell me that I have to watch out for myself also.
But now my caretakers tell me that I have to watch out for myself also.
My body.
My body.
Anyway, so the Lord can be easily approached
The Lord can be easily approached
by those who are materially exhausted.
by those who are materially exhausted.
The one who is on the path of material progress,
But one who's on the path of material progress,
trying to improve their wealth, their education,
trying to improve their wealth, their education,
their opulence,
their opulence,
their respectable parentage,
their respectable parentage,
their bodily beauty,
their bodily beauty,
they cannot approach you
they cannot approach you
with sincere feeling.
with sincere feeling.
And not understanding this,
But not understanding this,
people hanker for
people hanker for
wealth, education,
wealth, education,
beauty, fame,
beauty, fame,
and good family.
and good family.
Therefore,
Therefore,
the transcendental greed
the transcendental greed
for the service of Lord Chaitanya
for the service of Lord
does
Chaitanya
not find a place
does not find a place
to their misfortune.
due to their misfortune.
Someone yesterday was saying, or the day before, why greed?
Yesterday, I was saying, or therefore, that why greed?
Somebody
Asked this question.
So, we should be greedy
So we should be greedy
to get service of Lord Chaitanya.
to get the service of Lord Chaitanya.
Haribo. Having the Kirtan Mela starting tomorrow,
So we're having this Kirtan Mela starting tomorrow.
we should be greedy to hear the holy name, chant
should-
the holy name.
We should be greedy to hear the holy names and chant the holy names.
Okay.
কলা মোলা বেচিয়া সিধর পাইলা যাহা কোটি কল্পে কোটিশ্বর না দেখিবা তাহা
That which Sridhar got
That which Sridhar got
by selling bananas and banana stems
By selling bananas and banana stems
and 10 millions of days of Brahma.
even in millions of days of Brahma.
Multi-millionaires don't get such a result.
Multi-millionaires do not get such a result.
Harila! So don't worry, even if you don't have a lot of money,
So don't worry even if you don't have a lot of money.
if you're not the most beautiful person,
If you're not the most beautiful person,
if you don't have a lot of high education,
if you don't have a lot of high education,
you can still have Lord Krishna.
you can still have Hare Krishna.
Lord Krishna.
Chaitanya.
Lord Chaitanya.
Lord
was
Chait-
a Lord of all wealth, all beauty, all fame.
The Lord Chaitanya is Lord of all beauty, all wealth, all fame.
My yuga is 4,032,000 solar years.
Mahayuga is 4,32,100,000 solar years.
That means Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali.
That means Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali.
1,000 of such 4 yugas,
1,000 of such 4 yugas
Mahayugas,
is a Mahayuga.
is 1 day of Brahma.
Is 1 day of Brahma.
And millions of such days of Brahma, multi-millionaires will never get what.
In millions of such days of Brahma, multimillionaires cannot get what Sridhar got.
Siddhartha was born in a poor Brahmin family.
Sridhar, he was born in a poor Brahmin family.
He traded in bananas and banana products.
He traded in bananas and banana products.
But he got the loan from Lord Chaitanya,
But he got the boon from Lord Chaitanya,
which the lords of millions of affluences cannot get in millions of such days of Brahma.
which millions and millions and millions of opulences one which cannot get in millions of days of Brahma.
অহংকার দ্রোহ মাত্র বিষয়েতে আছে অধপাদ ফল তার না জানায় পাছে।
So the materialistic people
The materialistic people
are falsely proud
were falsely proud
and envious,
and envious,
absorbed in material enjoyment.
absorbed in material enjoyment.
They get the fruit of falling down,
They get the fruit of falling down,
and they don't know what their future holds.
and they don't know what their future holds.
Every living entity
The goal of every living entity
is to serve the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
is to serve the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
Those who have a strong desire for material enjoyment
Those who have a strong desire for material enjoyment
that is not related with Krishna
that is not related with Krishna
come under the control of false pride,
come under the control of false pride
become envious of the devotional-minded devotees.
and become envious of devotional-minded devotees.
People whose heart are greedy
People whose hearts are greedy
for material enjoyment
for material enjoyment
ultimately fall down.
ultimately fall down.
And now he said that karma kanda,
Narottam Das Thakur, he said that Karma Kanda,
the parts of the Vedic literatures,
which is part of the Vedic literatures,
by which one can enjoy
by which one can enjoy
the fruits of his activities,
the fruits of his activities,
and jnana kanda,
and Jnana Kanda,
by which one is able to get impersonal liberation.
and by which one is able to get impersonal liberation.
They're both pots of poison.
They're both pots of poison.
The lives of those
The lives of those
who have a strong thirst
who have a strong thirst
for drinking these 2 pots of poison
by drinking these 2 pots of poison
are sure to be ruined.
are sure to be ruined.
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 people who are under the control of karma kanda,
People who are under the control of karma kanda
desire to gratify their senses,
desire to gratify their senses
thereby fall into the cycle of birth and death,
and thereby fall into the cycle of birth and death,
and increase their aversion to the service of Krishna
and increase their aversion to the service of Krishna
by remaining imprisoned within golden cages,
by remaining imprisoned within golden cages.
or otherwise material bodies.
In other words, material bodies.
So this is the living entity's degradation
This is the living entity's degradation
in the form of considering the body as the self.
in the form of considering the body as the self.
So Krishna gives us certain ways we can have some sense gratification.
So Krishna gives us certain ways in which we can have some sense gratification.
Because being in the material world,
Because being in the material world,
there has to be some sense gratification.
there has to be some sense gratification.
And even if you don't want it, it comes.
Even if you don't want it, it comes.
But we want to, so that way we have prasad,
So we have
prasadam,
prasadam,
we have there's a married life,
we have married life.
but one should use all the situations in such a way
But one should use all situations in such a way
they can increase their attachment for Krishna.
that they can increase their attachment for
They
Krishna,
can advance in Krishna consciousness.
that they can advance in Krishna consciousness.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that
Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that
married people talking to their spouses,
talking to their spouses,
touching each other,
touching each other,
it's all auspicious.
it's all auspicious.
As long as their devotional service also increases.
As long as their devotional service also increases.
So we should not neglect our bhakti for material enjoyment.
So, therefore, we should not neglect our bhakti for material enjoyment.
আপাত প্রতি বসে বৈষ্ণব দর্শন করিতে গিয়া দোষ দর্শনে দুর্গতি দেখি মূর্খ দরিদ্র যে সুজনেরে হাসে কুম্ভী পাকে যায় সে নিজ কর্ম দোষে
Someone ridicules a saintly person,
If someone ridicules a saintly person,
seeing him as foolish or poor,
seeing him as foolish or poor,
he gets as a result
of his own misdeeds,
Ninja karma dosha.
Nija karma doshe.
He goes to the hell
He goes to the hell
known as Kumbhi-pak.
Kumbhi-pak.
Wow.
Paka.
Look at the fifth canto.
Look at the fifth canto.
Kumbhi-pak.
Kumbhi-paka.
Horrible hell.
Horrible hell.
In the Skanda Puran,
Markandeya speaks to Bhagirath as follows.
Translation.
My dear king, if one derides an exalted devotee, he loses the results of his pious activities, his opulence, his reputation, and his sons. Vaishnavas are all great souls. Whoever blasphemes them falls down to the hell known as Maharaurava. He is also accompanied by his forefathers. Whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava, whoever is envious of a Vaishnava or angry with him, and whoever does not offer obeisances or feel joy upon seeing a Vaishnava, certainly falls into a hellish condition.
বৈষ্ণব চিনিতে পারে কাহারো শকতি আছয়ে সকল সিদ্ধি দেখো এ দুর্গতি
who has the ability, the power to recognize a Vaishnava.
Who has the ability, the power to recognize a Vaishnava?
Although a Vaishnava possesses all perfections,
Although a Vaishnava possesses all perfection,
he appears to be afflicted.
he appears to be afflicted.
Foolish people
Foolish people
who are maddened with worldly wealth
who are maddened with worldly wealth
or knowledge
acknowledge
cannot recognize a Vaishnava.
or knowledge cannot recognize a Vaishnava.
All perfections are within the grip of a Vaishnava.
All perfections are within the grip of a Vaishnava.
But he is indifferent to those perfections.
But he is indifferent to those perfections.
And therefore, the foolish people,
Therefore, the foolish people,
in the vision of foolish people,
in the vision of foolish people,
he is completely distressed and afflicted.
he is completely distressed and afflicted.
Remember how the neighbors of Kolovich Sridhar thought that he was chanting the holy names all night.
Remember how the neighbors of Sridhar thought that he was chanting the holy names of the Lord all night
Because he was hungry.
because he was hungry.
And then to cover the hunger pains,
And to counter the hunger pangs,
he was crying out the holy names.
he is crying out the holy names.
Such foolish people.
Such foolish people.
খোলা বেচা সিধর তাহার এই সাক্ষী ভক্তি মাত্র নিল অষ্ট সিদ্ধিকে উপেক্ষী
Sridhar the banana seller
Sridhar, the banana seller,
is proof of this.
is proof of this.
He only accepted devotion,
He only accepted devotion,
leaving aside the eight mystical perfections.
the 8 mystical perfections.
Normally, people are very attached to the material perfections.
Normally, people are very attached to material perfections.
Means the eight mystic perfections,
The 8 mystic perfections.
and they desire fruitive results,
And they desire fruitive results
and engage in sense gratification.
and engage in sense gratification.
They are trampled under the feet
But they're trampled under the feet
by the seemingly poor Sridhar,
by the seemingly poor Sridhar,
who obtained the benediction of devotional service.
who obtained the benediction of devotional service.
The opulences of freedom from rebirth,
The opulences of freedom from rebirth,
mystic perfections,
mystic perfections,
sovereignty in the lower planetary systems,
sovereignty in the lower planetary systems,
and the position of Lord Brahma
and the position of Lord Brahma
are the prayers of people
are the prayers of people
who have not realized their real self.
who have not realized their real self.
But for the Vaishnava,
But for the Vaishnava
who has taken shelter of the self-realized soul,
who has taken shelter of a self-realized soul,
the insignificance of such prayers
the insignificance of such prayers
are naturally understood.
are naturally understood.
Those who receive
Those who receive
the opportunity
the opportunity
to discuss the pastimes of Sridhar
to discuss the pastimes of Sridhar
obtain a prime example of these topics.
obtain the prime example of these topics.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.